Splitting a burger three ways, you belong at Boston Pizza, where those in the know patio. Blue Jays Central heading toward first pitch on Canada Day. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be the DH today, known for his flair and known for his hair.
If there are no flags here, we can use Gurriel's hair to judge which way the wind is going.
The pineapple.
Yeah. Pina power.
He changes his hair color every year. So, like, always when I come to spring training, I always look up to like, what kind of color he has this year.
He don't allow anybody to touch it.
He spend a lot of time in his hair. He go right before the game. Sometimes he go do all his hair, shampoo and everything he got. And
no toma tiempo. No toma tiempo, no es algo sencillo. Trato de, por lo menos, hacerme algo. Si no es todos los días, mayor parte de los días antes de los juegos. Y muchas veces, cuando llego a casa después de los partidos, tengo que también trabajar en eso. Pero no, es algo que disfruto y que de verdad que me gusta, ¿no? Y lo otro que me gusta es que la gente lo disfruta.
It's a process, man. It's like, dude, it takes forever to get ready for a game. It's like you're gonna put a hat on. Like, why do you keep doing what you're doing? But they both, like him and his brother, the one thing about their hair that I've always tried to figure out is how they can put a hat on or a helmet and take it off and the hair's still like sticking straight up.
His hair is, even by his standards, out of control tonight. I mean, it's...
That's what happens when you're hot. You get your hair standing on fire.
Wish I had locks like that sometimes. You know, this winter the Blue Jays made a decision that opens up a wealth of possibility for young women hoping to make baseball a profession. They hired Jamie Vieira of Georgetown, Ontario, to coach in the minor league system. Here's Shai Davidi making the introduction.
History is actually being made right here in Toronto. Jamie Vieira became the first female hitting coach in the Jays organization. She'll be primarily based out of Dunedin and is a graduate of Guelph Humber. This hire continues what's been a significant offseason when it comes to women getting more of an opportunity in Major League Baseball.
Jamie Vieira didn't believe this was possible. A career teaching hitting, coaching some of baseball's top prospects, working for the Toronto Blue Jays, the team she loved growing up in Georgetown, Ontario. So rather than chasing her dreams, she buried them.
I knew that I might be setting myself up to fail, that there wasn't a lot of representation of women in the field, so putting my heart and desire into making that happen, I was afraid of heartbreak, honestly.
Sometimes, though, the heart wants what it wants. Between completing a Master of Science degree and starting a PhD, Vieira spotted a job posting with Jays Care, the Blue Jays charitable foundation.
I just found that I kept going back to it of, no, I want to be working in baseball. I don't know what capacity, but if I don't take the risk, if I don't try, I'll kind of always have that pit in my stomach that I'll regret it.
She got the job and poured herself into the work. The timing was good.
Major League Baseball made history today.
Women like Kim Ang and Rachel Belkovitz were crashing through the industry's glass ceiling.
The Miami Marlins announced Kim Ang has been hired as general manager.
Rachel Belkovic is the new manager of the Yankees' single-A affiliate in Tampa.
Before the 2021 season, Jeremy Reeser, the club's assistant director of baseball operations, sent Vieira the department's internship posting. She left the security of a full-time job to accept. She was in.
It should have caused me more of a pause, probably, but I knew that it was an opportunity that I needed to jump on.
Much of her work came with the club's hitting department, drawing upon both her biomechanical studies and her days as a softball player and coach. Vieira first started coaching at 16 when 2 rods were inserted into her spine to correct scoliosis. Not wanting to be away from her Halton Hills teammates for the season, she found other ways to contribute.
It was heartbreaking and it was really hard, and there were a lot of nights where I'd drive home with my dad and cry in the back seat of the car because I was just like heartbroken I couldn't be there myself and doing what I love to do. But at some point, I found that my wins as a coach meant way more to me than my wins as a player. That I found way more joy in teaching someone to get a home run than I did getting one myself.
The Blue Jays picked up on that and last November invited her to a hitting camp, a stint that essentially doubled as an audition.
She came down, mixed in really well with the staff there, and players and staff took to her really quickly, and it was very clear that she had a passion for coaching and helping guys. So when it came down to it, it was a pretty easy decision for us.
It came down to me taking this opportunity and thinking to myself that if I can do it, there's a ton of other people, other women who are playing softball, playing baseball, that if I took this position, I could be that example of, hey, look, if she can do it, so can I.
Vieira is the first woman to ever coach for the Blue Jays, earning the trust of young hitters at the Player Development Complex in Dunedin, Florida.
From what I'm used to, it's something that's totally different, and she's very interactive. She asks a lot of questions, and she wants to see like, your perspective and know like, what you're feeling. And she's not just like a cookie cutter, like this is how you're supposed to do it. Like she kind of bounces well against other guys.
She came in with different cues, different drills, a bunch of different things to work on, and it just really opened my mind. And I started to really understand how thoughtful and articulate she is with how she develops us, instead of just diving in and trying to make us something maybe we're not.
In a few short years, Vieira went from burying her dreams to living them.
What do you think the 16-year-old girl who was sobbing in the back of the car would think of you right now?
Probably be super proud and think, holy crap, like how did you get here? I was that 16-year-old going to Jays games in like a blue wig and cheering like my loudest for the Blue Jays, and to think that I have worked with some of those players, that I am helping grow the next generation of Major League Blue Jay players is a pretty cool feeling.
Wonderful story by Shai Davidi. He joins us now. This seems overdue to me, in that an opportunity like this comes along only in 2022. Why is it happening now?
Well, Jamie, there are a few things to that. I think one, the biggest point is that there's a recognition within the industry that it's absolutely absurd to cut yourself off from 50% of the population, and that's a great starting point. But Major League Baseball also started to put together some programs to create pathways for women into the industry. They came into a time where there was more acceptance for them, and all of a sudden, women who had some expertise, who had some ability, were identified and had real ways in to circumvent some of the biases that may have existed previously.
And people should know, Jamie Vieira is not an isolated case among Canadians, is she?
Yeah, I mean, that program that I was telling you about Major League Baseball started by a Toronto woman named Elizabeth Ben. That program was so effective that she ended up getting plucked out of it herself, hired by the New York Mets to be their assistant general manager. So that's one great example. You've got Ellen Harrigan with the Los Angeles Dodgers, who's been there for years and years and years, one of the most powerful and smart, intelligent executives in the game. So a number of Canadian women are making inroads, getting their opportunities, and hopefully it's the start of many more.
We hope so. Great to see you. Happy Canada Day.
To you as well, Jamie.
That is Shai Davidi, and as you can see, they're getting ready for the ceremony. You won't miss it here on Sportsnet. We've got the Blue Jays and Rays coming up, a World Cup qualifier coming up on Sportsnet 1 later tonight. Padres and Dodgers. LA won the opener of that series last night. Justin Turner with a pair of home runs, so that's later tonight as we get set to see the Canada Day Classic today at the Rogers Center. Field is ready, and we are set as well. Stay with us as Blue Jays Central continues.